Hey, Champs and Chums fans, happy Friday. It's Anthony and Ashton, your Champs and Chums. Thank you so much for joining us, whether it be on a live broadcast or on our playback. This is our kickoff to Father's Day weekend. So glad that you joined us, and it's now always my great pleasure to bring in my star co-host, Ashton. Ashton, how you doing, my man?
Well, I'm doing great and happy to start off this Facebook Live. And this is our Father's Day special.
It is a Father's Day special. Great value coming up here on this Friday night, everybody. We're going to spend about a half hour. You've seen this before. We've done it every year on Champs and Chums. This is our way to start the celebrations off. We're going to be looking at some really fun father-son memories, Ashton. Some from a few years gone by, some pretty recent, but all really special. And that's what we're here to celebrate here on Facebook Live. So thanks so much for joining us. But Ashton, let's kick it off here. This is our third, I think it's our third year that we've done this Father's Day Live kickoff celebration. Let's start off with a big question here. What does Father's Day mean to you?
Well, it means celebrating fathers and their achievements and what they've done for you as a kid, and it means a lot to me, and it's just an amazing day to celebrate, and I can't wait to celebrate it on Sunday.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's so great, and you say celebrating achievements of your dad and or father figures out there as well too. I mean, you are a gift. You're a great achievement as well too, and so those are things I love celebrating as well. So we're going to get on to sharing some of the memories with you. So we've got our star producer Angela, who's helping us run all the controls back at the studio, if you will. And so thanks so much, Dan, for Angela for helping us out with this. And so we're going to take you through the first photo, and Ashton and I, father and son, will describe all the stories. So let's take it away. And I thought this one was a great one, Ashton, to kick off, because this actually is truly kicking off. This is soccer. This is probably one of the very first times at the age of, you might have been 3 years old or so, playing soccer. Tell us about that.
Well, it was an amazing experience. I believe that was Little Kicks.
Little Kickers, yeah.
And it was a great time learning to play soccer, and also doing the fundamentals, and learning more about how I can improve. It was just an amazing experience, and I really, really wish I could go back.
Great start, that Little Kickers, and a longtime chum of yours as well too was in that program, Olivia. Do you remember that?
Yeah, she was. It was amazing playing with her, and we had a great team chemistry.
At that young an age, Ashton. Only 3 years old. Yeah, you and your chum Olivia have some great chemistry. Let's take it on to the next photo here as well too, and we continue the soccer theme here. Now, why don't you tell the fans a bit about this picture?
Well, this picture was from the Brampton East Soccer Club. This would have been 2016, so I would have been about like 4 or 5, and I was playing for the Tim Hortons team, and it was an amazing experience. And I still have the Tim Hortons ball.
And you have the jersey.
That I'm holding, and I also have the jersey that I was wearing there. It was an amazing experience with my dad coaching the team, and he really gave me some great advice, and I took it out there and used all what he said.
Well, I mean, that was a lot of fun, right? And at that age, I think you were 5, Ashton, right? When you were playing in that, it was so great. And you kind of went through the checklist of soccer things you had. You had the cleats, check. You had the shin pads, check. You had the soccer ball, check. You had the nice jersey from the Brampton East Soccer Club. And then you also were able to top off the checks by saying your dad was actually the coach, and so proud I was to coach your team. These kids were really special. We probably, everybody, only won 2 games out of 10 that year, but we had a lot of fun. The kids developed their skills, and it was just great to be part of it. All right, great stuff. Well, let's take it to the next father-son memory. And this one is going way high. I mean, really way high, everybody. Ashton, tell the fans where we were and why we were there.
Well, we were near the CN Tower because we were filming our episode 19 promo, which was for Lindsay Eastwood. So we thought, what a great idea if we actually went to Toronto and went to see the CN Tower, and we got a close-up shot, and it all worked out.
It sure did. What a beautiful skyline. And yeah, shout out to a champ and chum, Lindsay Eastwood, one of the top defenders in fact, she was a finalist for top defender in the Women's Hockey League. So, a great guest we had there. And that was a great experience. And that was kind of a neat parking lot that we got up to. And all of a sudden, you get up to the top floor, and all that beautiful skyline of Toronto that everybody's seen through pictures and videos, we saw it right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, it was super big.
Okay, man, let's go on to the next father-son memory. And this one actually has got a hockey feel to it. This one is really special to me because this is the very first time, Ashton, that you actually laced up the skates. I actually shouldn't say lace, everybody. They were belts. I believe it was a Captain America skate that was rented just down the street here in Brampton over at the good old Chinguacousy Park. It had the frozen rink, and tell the fans about that experience.
Well, it was an amazing experience, but I didn't know how to skate, but now I'm better at skating, and it was a great memory in the winter, and we had hot chocolate, and it was an amazing time skating with my dad.
Yeah, and you did pretty good for your first time, and you're continuing that to this day. Why don't you tell some of the fans all the great development and skills you're learning at Susan Fennell Sportsplex here in Brampton?
Well, I've been learning a lot about the fundamentals, and I've got faster and faster, and skating lessons have really helped.
It sure has. Well, let's continue that focus on skating. You didn't have your skates on for this next photo, everybody, but this was a Hall of Fame day. Ashton, take it away.
Well, this was at the Hockey Hall of Fame, and I believe this was when we went to down near the exhibit.
That was your first ever visit. I know we went for a second visit, but yeah, that was your first ever.
And we went down to near where the cup was, and we found this neat little hockey game where you can, on this side you could be a goalie, this side you could be a player, and it worked out, and it was super fun.
How did you fare against Carey Price? Virtually.
I only got one goal over. I got like top corner, I believe.
Top corner on one of the game's greatest goaltenders, Carey Price. My son did it. Your champ and chum, Ashton. Good stuff. All right, well, let's move on here. The hockey team. Well, no, the hockey team doesn't continue. We pause for a period. We're going to show you some more fun, and I tell you something. Why don't we say this, everybody? We had a ball in downtown Toronto that day. Ashton, take it away.
So I believe this is when we were filming our Rob Butler promo.
That's right, World Series champ Rob Butler for formerly the Toronto Blue Jays. Yeah.
And I've seen this new thing going around where you take pictures like from the ground so you can see what's up in the sky. And I thought since we were near the CN Tower, we should do that. So we tried it, and it worked out pretty good.
That was some incredible inspo. Geez, you know what? Our photography, our videos can really talk with all those fun father-son adventures we've done, getting ready for an episode. And maybe this is the time to do this. So as Ashton said, lots of festivities going on this weekend for Champs and Chums for Father's Day weekend. We're also going to announce, everybody, our next special guest for episode 34. I guess all we can say, Ashton, is that it has a baseball theme to it, very well known in media circles, and we'll announce that tomorrow for everybody. So don't you miss that one. That'll be our promotional video to announce our next special guest, and it's got a Blue Jay feel to it.
Yes, it does.
All right. Good stuff. Well, let's keep moving on here on this great thanks so much for joining us on Facebook Live. We're back to the hockey rink, Ashton, and this one's a real. It's a beauty. It's a beauty and a beast. How about that? Take it away.
And yeah, so well, you said it was a beauty and a beast.
Did you like that? I just thought of that right now here on live online television.
Yeah, it was a really good.
Little pun.
Yep. And I believe that was my first Brampton Beast game, and it was an amazing experience. I mean,
Look how little you are there, Ashton.
yeah. It was. I don't remember really, but I could tell you it was a pretty good game, and I think they ended up winning that game.
Little did you know, though, at 2 years old, right? And here you are, you're going to be almost 10 years old in just a few weeks, that the players, some of the top players that we watched on the hometown Brampton Beast, that's pro hockey, ECHL hockey, they ended up being a special guest on our show. So shout out to you want to shout out to our champs and chums for the Beast?
Well, shout out to David Valorani, Jordan Henry, and lots more special guests we've had.
Well, those are two top guys, I tell you. Jordan Henry, the captain of the Brampton Beast. David Valorani, the all-time points leader. You don't get any better than that, and real special guys. So shout out to our champs and chums from the Brampton Beast. Why don't we take it back to the home studio here right now? Thanks so much, Angela. And you know what? Because I just struck on a pun. But you know, father and son here, we kind of have these challenges. So Ashton told me just off the air, everybody, that as part of this very special Facebook Live, that you had a few jokes you wanted to share with the fine fans who are joining us here live or on playback. So these are, well, you tell me, they're dad jokes, are they?
Yeah, they're dad jokes on sports. So.
Okay. Try on your fans here on Facebook Live. Try on your dad with joke number one.
So joke number one. Why did the dad bring an extra pair of socks to the golf course?
So let me get this right. Why did the father bring an extra sock to the golf course?
Yes.
Okay, do tell the fans at home.
Because he might get a hole in one.
Because he might get a hole in one. You get it, everybody? I can only hope for that. Maybe this weekend. We'll see. Great one, Ashton. Good stuff. Well, let's take it back here from some great entertainment and some jokes from Ashton. We're going to move on to the next father-son memory. And wow, is this one a beauty or what? I mean, Maple Leaf forever, Ashton, right? Tell the fans about this one. This one was a preseason event. I think it was just last fall.
Yeah, it was an amazing game. It was versus the Ottawa Senators, and it was a preseason game, and we got 5th row, which was amazing seats, and I think the Leafs won that
For
game.
a preseason game, yeah, it was great, yeah.
Yeah, it was an amazing game. Atmosphere was very good, and
For a preseason game, yeah, you're right.
for a preseason game, and it was just an amazing experience overall in Toronto.
It sure was, right? And they played the Ottawa Senators, and the Maple Leafs had a real run to the season. But Ashton, why don't you tell the fans at home over here, up in the camera, maybe what you thought about the Leafs season? And they had a kind of a magical run, but they didn't make it all the way. But what's ahead for our Maple Leafs?
Well, I think the guy at the Hockey Hall of Fame said in like the next 9 or 8 years or so, if the Leafs don't win a cup, then their name's gonna be put on the original Stanley Cup, and it will be removed off the modern Stanley
So you mean it's been so long that they haven't won, that all those names that are engraved, it's kind of like running out.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the battery's going to run out,
And
so
they
they'll have
need
to
more
move it over.
space, yeah.
Oh, goodness. Okay. It's got to happen, everybody. I'm feeling good about this team still, right? Sometimes you just have to will through it. And I think that they've got a talented team, and it's just a matter of some time before they can make the big breakthrough. Okay, everybody, we're going to move on to the next father-son memory, and we're going to move from the ice, and we're going to talk, and you've heard this for all 33 episodes thus far, Ashton, right? Tell the fans about the Raptors 905, but specifically this night from about, I believe it was 3 years ago. Tell the fans of the camera.
Well, yeah, this was a few months before COVID happened.
Correct.
And I got to meet some of the 905 players, and I also got to meet Stripes. I got to meet the coach, and I also got to meet the super fan of the Raptors, Nav Bhatia.
And what a super fan he was. Took some time out to chat with Ashton and I. Lovely event for the members. But look at some of those players that you had to meet. All of them so accomplished. The man just to the left, I guess the left of your screen, everybody, top left, that they're all tall, but that is O'Shea Brissett, Ashton.
Yeah.
He played NBA for the Indiana Pacers for much of the season.
Yes, he did.
Mississauga boy, too.
Yeah, and Tyler Ennis, I believe he plays in Turkey, right?
He plays in Europe right now, coming back from a major knee injury. You've got Matt Morgan and Jama Malalela, who's now coaching with the Golden State Warriors. These were some if you ever get an opportunity, everybody, in the fall, check out a Raptors 905 game. It is such great value, great family entertainment, and the ball, it is fantastic. All right, good stuff. We'll keep moving on our Facebook Live. Thanks so much for joining us. Here's another basketball moment. Now, this one's kind of, I guess Dad was a little overzealous on this one. So tell the fans as you look into the camera there, Ashton, about you got a ball. I thought the ball was actually a bit of a memento, but then we got the real story.
Yeah, we had to return it back because they counted the balls and they saw one was missing. So I had it for about like a good 5 minutes, and then.
Well, nobody said anything to us, right?
Yeah, no one said anything.
So what do we thought? Because it was the referee.
Yeah, it was the referee who gave
during a break. He just gave the ball to you.
Yep.
So it was kind of cool. Great event, but there again at the Paramount Fine Food Center, Raptors 905 basketball. Good stuff. We're going to continue our basketball theme, everybody, because talk about we had a great guest, our special guest, Ashton, right? Norm Rumack, Storm and Norman join us. But that wasn't the first Norman that's been a big guest that you had a chance to connect with. Tell the fans about this wonderful fellow.
Well, at the Raptors 905 game, I had a chance, when he was with the Raptors, now he's with Portland, to meet the one and only Norm Powell.
Wow, Storm and Norman.
Yep.
Wow, UTG, understand the grind, Norman Powell?
Yeah.
Great. Well, he actually ended up playing at the end of the season for I believe it was the LA Clippers.
Yeah.
So he went back.
Believe so.
He did. He got a little bit of time there, but a great experience meeting one of the top players for the Raptors. And actually, everyone on the day of this broadcast, Friday, June the 17th, it's a big day in Raptors history because they actually had the championship parade, Ashton. Do you remember that?
Yeah, they did.
3 years ago today.
I believe like Tuesday or something. It was like they won the championship.
Well, it was the parade, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the massive, there must have been 1 million people down there.
Yep, there was.
It was quite a moment indeed. Okay, we'll keep moving. Boy, you're a basketball guy, Ashton, and it only continues in terms of meeting wonderful people because there's the man they call the Boosh, Chris Boucher. Tell him about that experience.
Well, it was an amazing experience meeting Chris Boucher at his back to school camp, and I got to learn the fundamentals, and we did some skills. We had little stations to play at, and it was an amazing experience meeting him. We got to ask him a question and take a picture with him. It was just an overall amazing camp that I've been to.
That was great. That was last summer in August. It was a great day spent out in Whitby, and it was great to meet Chris, and you got some real neat behind-the-scenes access of what a really great player that's really stepped up for the Raptors. That is Chris Boucher. All right, talking about Father's Day, talking about getting yourself all prime. We're going to move on to the next photo because Ashton, this is, I wanted to add this as far as the memories go. This is your first ever haircut,
Yes,
right?
it is.
And where was that? And that was in Bramley City Center, wasn't it?
That was a lemon head, I believe.
Melon heads.
Or melon heads, yes.
You might have come out looking like a little bit of a lemon head, but it was a melon head.
Yeah.
Cute as a melon.
And it was, I don't really remember it, but it was like these custom seats. There was like Thomas, there was like a car, and it was pretty cool. And
Well,
my
you know,
first haircut
your
was amazing.
first haircut was amazing. Was so glad that I was able to capture that great event. Right, that was only like I think you were at 6 months. You had a lot of hair, my friend. Just so you know, right? And shout out to your stylist at the time. He was 6 months old, everybody. But Megan, who did such a great job for you for a few years. But I would be remiss, Ashton, if your champs and chums here, father and son, didn't give a shout out to our hairstylist here in the Brampton community who does an amazing job. Why don't you shout out to your stylist?
Well, shout out to Enith, who does her hair, and she does it amazingly, and that's how we have our amazing haircuts right now.
Super cool, super cuts. Shout out to a friend of the show, Enith. We know you're going to watch this probably on playback. All right, let's keep moving here, everybody. It's Facebook Live. It's Anthony Nash. This is a kickoff to Father's Day week. And wow, I was taken aback, right? I made a big splash, Ashton, because with all these great people that you met, I thought it was just so chance that I had an opportunity to meet the most decorated Canadian athlete to compete in the Olympics, Penny Oleksiak. How did you think Dad fared there that night?
Well, I think you fared very well, and
Medal winning.
yeah, and unfortunately, I wasn't at that game.
Yeah, unfortunately you weren't at that game, and boy, it was an amazing game. And Penny came out to receive some recognition last fall, and I thought it was just a great opportunity to have a chat with her, which she was, and she was so gracious. And but we want to tell you someone that's equally gracious, that's a great chum of Penny Oleksiak. That's our episode 30 special guest, Canadian Olympic swimmer, a teammate of Penny Oleksiak, Kyla Sanchez, friend of the show. What do you want to say to Kyla?
Well, Kyla, if you're watching this on replay, you're an amazing guest. You have an amazing personality, and it was great talking with you.
All right, the personalities just continue on our next photo here on Facebook Live. So we just went from Canada's most decorated Olympian to now, Ashton, Canada's greatest children's author, one of the most best-selling Canadian authors of all time, Robert Munsch. What was that experience like? Do you remember it?
I don't think I do, but Robert Munsch is a he's probably the most decorated children's author in Canada. He's known for his amazing books. And
Do you have a favorite?
Probably Mortimer. I think.
Oh, Mortimer. That's a great one. And what a great storyteller Robert Munsch is. That's some great time that I had a chance to spend over 6 proud years in national literacy. And what an amazing man Robert Munsch is. So we'll keep moving here on this Facebook Live show. And now we're going to meet, of all the wonderful people, Ashton, that we've had a chance to meet, and I know you'll share this with the fans looking at the camera, by telling them who is the greatest guest of them all for Champs and Chumps.
Santa Claus is the greatest guest of them all.
For December.
Yeah.
I must qualify that because you had all our guests have been extraordinary. But yeah, so what was it like meeting Santa Claus? Not once. Actually, everybody, Santa Claus is a 2-time guest, special guest on Champs and Chumps.
Well, it was amazing having him on the show and meeting him. You could see him in downtown Brampton in December, and he's an amazing guy, and I can't wait to have him on the 3rd straight episode.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to see if he might be busy in December, but he's always made times for his champs and chums. And is he jolly and merry as everybody says he is?
Yes, he is.
All right, good stuff. We'll keep moving here. We're going to take you now into some sports adventures for fun father-son memories. In our next photo, Ashton, this was an amazing game. It was the Grey Cup semifinal. You set the stage on what your first, I guess, experience for the Argos was.
Well, it was amazing. We got free T-shirts, and that's my first Argos game, and it was an amazing experience. And I really liked it because how electric the building was, and also it started to snow as well.
It did at halftime. It
Yeah.
really came down.
And it was
But then so did the Argos play that day too. That in the second half because they were up
Yeah.
12-0.
yeah, I know. And then Hamilton just came back.
Those Hamilton fans, they're
Pretty
real.
crazy,
They're
yeah.
real. Yeah, well, you said it best. They're definitely a dedicated bunch. Well, let's keep moving, everybody. Another fun adventure. This time we're getting our kicks in at the Toronto FC game.
Yes, we are, and this was an amazing game. It was against episode 18, Alex Bunbury's son's team.
Oh, that's right. Teal Bundry was playing on the other side for the Revolution. That's right.
Yes, he was, and unfortunately they lost 2-1 to the Revolution, and it was an amazing game, and the atmosphere was great, and overall was an amazing experience.
Okay, speaking of amazing experience, we're going to now move on to the next photo, which we'll look at here. And we'll just bring it up on the screen. Oh yes, well, what an amazing experience this is. Back to the basketball court, but this is the Larry O'B, Ashton. What was it like to stand next to, I guess, the hardware to represent basketball supremacy?
Well, it was amazing, and I've never stood beside it. It was a legendary moment, and a moment I will never forget at the Raptors 905. It was amazing seeing it in person. It was super big, and it was just an amazing experience.
Is it the same kind of lore and talk they say as we share the experience with the fans on the camera here, that you're not supposed to touch it?
Nope.
Can't touch it.
Same rule applies with the Stanley Cup. Same rule applies with football, and you can't touch it till you win it.
There you go. All right. Well, we're going to keep moving here. We know we're coming up to the 30-minute mark, but we'll just keep rolling through these fun father-son memories. This was a football one, and this one had a great gridiron theme to it because we had some really special guests on that episode.
Yeah, we had Neil Lumsden and Jesse Lumsden on the show, and it was amazing having them on and filming the promo as well. We got to go to the Terry Fox Track and Field Stadium and film it, and it was an amazing experience.
Grey Cup champion Neil Lumsden, who just only a couple weeks ago became a member of provincial parliament, Ashton. We know we talked about that, so congratulations to our champ and chum Neil Lumsden, and of course Jesse's resume so legendary, and he keeps doing amazing things in the sports and entertainment world. He's been a host on CBC Sports as well too, so great stuff for Jesse Lumsden. We'll keep going here. This one, well, Ashton, I don't know if I want to spend too much time on this one because if you look at the score, or you might not want to spend too much time on it, I didn't bowl 300, but it was quite decisive that Dad took that one.
Yeah, you did take that one, but it was amazing time bowling in Brampton.
Brampton Bowling Center, good place to go. Well, now speaking of a great place to go, Ashton, you've gone to concerts before, but this is one in the Big Smoke. This is one here at Rogers Center. This, I would say, it was quite swift of you that you decided to join us for this one. Why don't you tell the fans about this one?
Well, yeah, this was about 2016, 2017. This was a Taylor Swift concert in Toronto. It was an amazing experience. And
you can always say, as you get older, right, that you had a Saturday night date with Taylor Swift.
Pretty
How
much.
about that?
That's pretty much what it is.
That is something else. Okay, everybody, that was a great father-son experience, but another one that we wanted to recount, we might have shared this one on a previous show.
Oh,
This
yes.
beautiful bus trip wayward to Erie, Pennsylvania. Ashton, take it away and tell the fans here in the camera.
Oh, well, this was an amazing trip. This was their first ever season win, actually, for the 905 in that season. And it was an amazing experience because you'd drive like maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then you go to this bar, then you go to the game.
Well, and just so everybody knows, I mean, it was a family-style
Yeah.
restaurant that was a bar, and there was soft drinks and a whole bunch of things for the members. Yeah.
And then you go to the game. Then when we got back, there was Subway that we got. And we watched
You mean a
movie.
box snack to hop on the bus to head back to Toronto?
Yes, there was.
Okay, good stuff. All right, everybody, we've got a few more wonderful memories to share with you before we put a close on this Facebook Live show. But, you know, we've had a lot of amazing experiences together, Ashton, and they were all felt very home to me, and I know home to you. But I don't think there was one that maybe felt much as home as your visit during the March break to Ashton, Ontario. Take it away, my friend.
Well, it was an amazing experience with Kyle and
Shout out to our champs and chums, Kyle and Mark, yeah?
and we went to Ashton's Brewing Pub, I believe it was, and we had an amazing meal there, and we saw this card that said, welcome to Ashton, so I guess I decided to take a picture near it, and there was like a playground there, and there was like chickens there as well, and it was a really fun experience going to Ashton, Ontario.
Do they count the chickens in the population? Because I think Ashton's Ontario is all
Probably
of
like
1,000. I
Yeah.
think it was 1,000. The rock star treatment my chum got that day, everybody, was so special. So we want to thank all the folks that they follow us on social, Ashton's Brew Pub, for really treating Ashton to a special experience. You got a t-shirt out of it as well too. We will be back, everybody, to Ashton, Ontario. All right, good stuff. We'll keep moving here on Facebook Live. Thanks so much for joining us. You know, Ashton, Champs and Chums has been an amazing passion project. And it all kind of started in this room, I guess officially when we started to get going. Why don't you take the fans through this very special father-son photo?
Well, it's very heartfelt because obviously we started the podcast here in the Brampton Library,
Yeah,
and I think that's when we were like testing around with stuff,
you're right.
not really recording yet. But it was an amazing time going behind the studio and trying out this podcast.
You know, one of the things I absolutely love about Champs and Chums started in October 2019. This photo, everybody, was, as Ashton mentioned, it was just a learning kind of a course. They offered a session just to kind of learn a little bit more about the recording studio. And here it was, father and son jump in, learn, which is such a big thing. And I appreciate that with every project, every episode, every fun moment, and every word spoken and videos like this tonight, we're learning and we're having lots of fun. How do you feel about Champs and Chums? Since 2019, we started to power the airwaves of October.
Well, it's an amazing passion project, and it's still going on today, and I've improved with my public speaking, and it's been an amazing run that we've had with our guests, our episodes. Our next episode is going to be episode 34. Not. Don't mind me relating it to AM 34.
Oh, yeah, AM34. We'll announce that special guest. Not AM34, just so you know. But I believe that's the final photo of the night. So we're going to bring it back to the home studio here. And just before we close, we just wanted to take an opportunity to wish all the fathers and all the father figures out there a very happy Father's Day weekend. All the inspiring people that make a difference in the life of young people, people of all ages. You fathers, you father figures, and father figures come in many forms, right, Ashton? They could be fathers themselves, they can be grandpas, they can be uncles, they can be young people, older people, mentors, they can be, mums as well. So that's what's beautiful about a weekend like this, and that's why we really want to shine a spotlight and tell you how much Father's Day weekends means to us. And Ashton, how do you feel? What do you want to say to all those special people that are inspiring young people like you to be great and to do some wonderful things?
Well, have an amazing Father's Day, first of all, and all the fathers out there, you have achieved so much, and you've worked so hard throughout your whole life, and I think every single father will go very, very far, and if they keep working hard and keep doing what they're doing.
Well, that's some real inspiring words, my man. So if those of you who are watching haven't had a chance to check out our passion project, our Champs and Chums, you can check us out on where's some of the places they can listen to us, Ashton?
Podbean, Castbox, iHeartRadio, Spotify,
iTunes, yeah.
Stitcher Radio, the podcast app, which is new, and many other platforms.
Tons of other platforms. You can listen to your co-host here. Monthly episodes, fascinating guests from the world of sports, entertainment, and life. Father-son fun talk about sports, life, and friendship. That is Champs and Chums. You can check us out at Champs and Chums on social and our website, champsandchums.com. So it's Anthony and Ashton. Happy Father's Day weekend. We wanted to thank Angela so much, the amazing producer, for doing such a great job tonight. So again, Ashton, as we always say, cheers to champs, cheers to chums, and cheers to an all-star day. Thanks for watching.